Why does endless pleasure lead to punishment? Well, I don't know, but the Stoics were very big on things like that, concepts. And as I'm here in front of one of my mentors and heroes, Marcus Aurelius, or his statue, I take time to reflect on that saying at the end of an amazing trip. And what's really interesting is a couple of things. And as I reflect, I look back and sort of think about that saying, endless pleasure leads to punishment. I can't take long breaks and long holidays. I really can't. And I'm not one to talk about hustle culture and grind culture, but I think I've just been raised and grown up always busy, always doing things, always grinding, always hustling. And to take an extended period of time off just doesn't feel natural, normal, or real. And what's interesting is that it seems like that's a way of old. And I don't think it's the way of the new, because we've got to remain busy. We've got to stay focused and we've got to stay in touch. And I remember my grandmother always saying, oh, you work too hard, you're always working too long, it's not all about work. But when work and pleasure are amalgamated, because the love is through the work, the love is through the hustle, the love is in the grind, well, the best part about that is I satisfy my good mate Marcus and the Stoics, and I satisfy myself, and I satisfy my goals. Where am I going with this? I think it's different for everyone. I kind of think, what would it be like if I didn't have to work? And I think I ask every one of my clients that special question when we first meet. If tomorrow, if you didn't have to do anything, you didn't have to work, you had all the money in the world, money wasn't an issue, what would you do? And it's rare that I get a definitive response from someone which really says, wow, you've really thought that through. And I think that's just because we've never really thought that through. We've never really thought about it too much. Yesterday I was sitting down for dinner and the waiter said to me, I'd rather be lucky than rich. And that stuck with me too, because you could be rich and very unlucky and very sad. It ain't all about the money, but it's definitely about the pleasure. But where we come back from this is don't let the pleasure take over where it becomes punishment. Ponder that. I am going to miss this. It has been fun. It has been amazing. Cheers.